Nice.
Oh
love
my
that! Love
God.
that Indonesian video, dude.
It is an Indonesian video. I didn't think about that, but you're totally right. Excuse me. My camera is being a little brat right now, but here we are. I think I'm back, right?
Nice.
You are.
Yeah. Welcome to I Hate Music, episode 98.
Oh shit!
Is that
dude.
right? Yeah, 98. Episode 98. That means that we've had 97 episodes before this one. And we'll have at least another one or so before we hit 100.
That's right. Good math.
I've got some ideas for 100. Well, we kind of brainstormed on episode 100 to figure out what to do, and I've got some ideas for it, but I think it'll be fun, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it in a while, but it'd be awesome to do something special.
Yeah, it'll be special. But today's special, too. Episode 98, we have Hunter fucking Ginn with us from Agalloch, Canvas Solaris, Plague Psalm, Dolvin, the Butter Biscuit Boys. I don't know what else.
Wow, that's a cool project, man.
Yeah. So I play Washboard.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Washboard. Yeah, that's a good one.
Gorging
You're from
shade.
the South. That's the kind of shit they do down there.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
I mean, we just got indoor plumbing 2 years ago.
Really? Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, you're doing better than Montana. So today's just kind of a catch-up episode. We've got some good listener emails, stuff like that. We're gonna talk about what's been going on a little bit. We've both had some activities happening. So, Nick, you want to start us off? What's been up in your land? In your
things
world?
are good. Not playing to thousands of people like you guys, but getting out there. I've got a Travelers Rest show coming up on the weekend. Little smaller venue than you guys are playing, but things are good otherwise. Dolphin's hitting hard. Appreciate you guys' help on that. We released a single, and today we're releasing another single. So
I just got the email from Earsplit that Some Bleach Stones.
Yeah, so that's exciting. The vinyl came out. I have it in my possession. I showed you guys yesterday. It's turned out so awesome. So
It looks great, man.
Yeah,
I'm
really excited.
I rushed home and showed the fam the drawing on the inside.
Yeah, there's a medieval manuscript kind of drawing of each. It's kind of a caricature, I suppose. But
Is it okay to show on camera?
yeah, do it. Totally.
I've got the vinyl right behind me.
I didn't want to tell you guys about it because I thought somebody would be like, "Dude, that's fucking stupid." So I was worried about it.
No, I think it turned
good.
out really, really well.
So here's the vinyl.
Yep, and this is the same artist that did the front and back, or the picture of the band and the cover.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's from Fiverr. I found this guy. That's a different artist for the church. But
Yeah. And then let's see if I can get the caricature
dude,
here
turned out so good.
on camera.
Yeah,
It's hard for me to tell where the camera is exactly.
I don't like calling it a caricature.
Okay.
No, it's
good.
not a caricature.
A medieval
Yeah.
representation.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Medieval
Yeah.
representation.
Because I think it looks really, really cool.
Put it
man,
back up
that's
there,
great.
dude. Put it back up there.
Sorry.
Yeah, look at that. Hunter's banging on a drum. Jory's singing to the sky or something.
His beloved.
Yeah. Jason's playing the bass. I mean, it looks just like us too. It's really.
It looks just like me for sure. I'm all in black. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, congrats, man. Well, congrats to all of
you.
us. But
thank you guys.
You're the
Oh, it's our
captain of
pleasure.
this ship.
These things take a while. I feel like I am getting out this kind of productivity with my other projects. I could just put things out because it's just me. But
Yes, yeah.
when I'm working with other people and wanting to get it professionally mastered, this shit takes a long
Yes.
time. It's crazy.
Yes, it does
does.
for sure. Oh yeah, the mastering and the art and just getting everybody on the same page and the mixing and
Yep.
mixed by Dan Swano. Don Svanya. Is that correct?
Apparently.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it right if I tried. So I just go with, Dan Swano.
Yeah,
I-
I think
yeah.
he's probably used to that.
yeah. I grew up with Dan Swano, but I think it is
It's Don Svanya,
Don
I believe.
Svanya.
Yeah.
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 And we're having Earsplit promote it for us, and that stuff takes a while too. So I'm glad it's being promoted by them because that'll help us reach a few more people. But
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, it's great. Yeah, that's very exciting. Where is Traveler's Rest playing?
No fun bar for the third time.
Nice.
There's a dude from Austin coming through. His project name is Assorted Potions.
Okay,
and he's relatively big on the scene, and he's just traveling through and wanted to get a show organized. So, yeah.
Nice.
So that show will be a rest for his traveling.
It will be. First time in Portland, he was super nervous. He was asking me, where do I stay? Like, I heard downtown was all shitty.
Oh, no.
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
He was trying to stay by the airport, and I was like, dude, don't do that.
No.
He's like, well, it's safe out there. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. Portland is a liberal cesshole for sure. Is cesshole a word? I don't know about that.
It is now.
But
it is now. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But there is a perception out there about what's happening
for
here.
sure.
It's not exactly true. So
not exactly true. No. Well, that's great. Yeah, and we recently went and saw Obituary play Cause of Death in full.
Oh, man. So at first we were on the left side of the stage, right by the speakers. Mm-hmm. And I think we were kind of near that area for the other opener bands, and that sounded fine. But when Obituary came on, they fucking turned up Donald Tardy to the max. It was insane. Yeah. Every bass drum was like destroying my ears with earplugs in.
Yeah, it was making me kind of sick. It was just like this gut punch every single kick. Yeah. But man, what a great show.
We moved to the back and it was fucking perfect.
Yeah, sound is great. That new dude, I don't know his name, but the guy that does the lead guitar.
Oh man. He was nailing those
James Murphy solos. And he has this beautiful guitar with the Cause of Death cover art on it, and it was just it was beautiful.
And Donald Tardy, dude, he's just so good. He is like in the pocket, completely never misses one fucking drum.
Oh, he's an incredible, totally underrated drummer.
Totally underrated.
Yeah. His timing is it's
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that Budweiser, I think. You know,
they still drink a lot, I think.
Evens him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they're still partying. You know, a lot of bands by this time are just kind of stopping all that stuff.
No, dude, they're from Florida.
Yeah.
It's what you do until you die.
Yeah, exactly.
But also Bud Light. I mean, you know, it's. You
can they're drinking light.
Well, I don't know, but like any form of Bud or anything like that.
I think it's just normal Budweiser.
Let's just assume it's normal Budweiser.
Yeah, even that, it's like you could probably drink 24 of them in a day and be okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you'd be bloated, and you know.
It's a beer for life.
It is
for living.
Yeah, it is a beer for living. So this is a weird dynamic that we've never encountered with I Hate Music now, because our good friend Hunter is in the same room as me. He's facing me. So we're conversing, looking up above the screen. I'm looking at Nick. I'm back up. I'm looking at Hunter on the screen. Here we go. Yeah. It's like, it's like that.
You might want to put a disclaimer.
It's like that movie, that Leo movie. What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
I don't remember what about.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But it.
Just like it.
Yeah.
Cool Runnings.
It's like Cool Runnings. Yeah. Oh man,
Jamaican bobsled team.
Totally. It's a great movie. I saw it in the theater.
Did you really? Wow.
I really did. Yeah, I did. Nice. Many years ago.
John Candy, man, R.I.P.
Was he in that? I don't remember him.
Wasn't he the coach guy?
I don't know.
No, I don't think he was the coach.
Okay, who was?
I don't know.
Dude.
I mean, it's been 32 years since I saw that movie. So
okay. Continue the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, last time I saw it was, I think, June 6th.
Yeah, John Candy was the coach, bro.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I might have to rewatch.
Yeah.
I love John Candy.
I don't know why I remember that. But.
Wow. John Candy's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
We can watch it on the plane to Mexico.
I'm sure it'll be available. The offerings.
Yeah.
You should ask when you get on the plane. Do you guys have Cool Runnings on the system here?
Or like even more so, like how long is Cool Runnings? Will we have enough time to watch it?
Watch it 4 times. How much time do we have?
I need a minimum of 4 times. Anyway,
it's on Disney Plus, though. If you're interested.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Obituary, Cause of Death. It was amazing.
Yeah, we saw Nails, which I wasn't familiar with, but pretty impressed with them live. It seems like kind of a mishmash of thrash and death and grindcore.
Yep.
They were good.
Yep, it was good. So we just caught Nails and Obituary, and that's all I've seen. I mean, we played Northwest Terrorfest this last weekend.
Yes,
saw some shows there, but
yeah.
Oh man, I caught some of Terrorizer. They played
Nice.
World Downfall in full.
Amazing.
Caught some Panopticon. Crossbitter was great. Melissa Moore.
Yeah, what are they all about?
Texas satanic antichrist death metal. Yeah.
Just scuzzy, super anti-Christian death metal.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. That was good. Unfortunately, had to miss Gorguts, had to miss Demolition Hammer.
The Gorguts, that kind of broke my heart.
Yeah.
Got to see
Had
Kevin.
you seen him before, Hunter?
Yeah. And I go pretty far back with Kevin and Colin. So, yeah, bummed. And I saw a couple of videos online, and they were on fire that night.
Yeah. Yeah. And we saw John Hamm. He put on a good set downstairs in Barboza. That was really good.
Yeah, what was that like? There was an upstairs and a downstairs, or how was that?
You haven't been there to Numo's Barboza?
I've been to Numo's once, but that was a long time ago. I saw Warning there, but that was a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I cried, dude.
Yeah, Numo's is the upstairs venue. Barboza is the smaller downstairs venue.
Okay. Nice.
And when Karada played Northwest Terror Fest years ago, we did we headlined the downstairs stage, and then this year we headlined the upstairs stage. So
That's cool. So they're connected. You just walk up the stairs, and then there's another stage.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And they don't. There's no crossover, so they bounce back and forth. So it's a short distance. It's a fantastically managed and run festival. It was really impressive. They
great.
Had our backs with everything. Everything was covered. Any issue that popped up, they were on top of. They let us know ahead of time as it was happening. We ended up having a sold-out night. People seemed stoked. I feel like we played really well. Kind of a different set for us. A little bit more dynamic. Well, I don't want to say more dynamic. It just it wasn't the normal set for us. And that was really cool. And we played Fire Above, Ice Below for the first time ever live.
Amazing.
That was fun.
Amazing. That's so
Went
cool.
well. I felt really good about it. Hunter, you feel the same?
Very much.
Yeah.
I was very nervous before.
Were you?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
About that song.
Yeah.
I was.
Because you hadn't rehearsed, or what?
Well, we literally only had. I agree with Jason that I think we played really well, but we haven't played together since Australia. All of us have had a lot going on personally, and haven't really rehearsed a ton on our own. And we only got one rehearsal in before we went to Seattle, so it was a little more jittery than usual. But it all really came together.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great set. People seemed to be into it, and
What
just had a
made
great
you
time.
guys want to play that song of Bringing It Back or whatever?
I guess because we're playing, the Mantle in full and
No.
the Ashes Against the Grain, in full and nope.
Nope. Not that record.
L.A. and San Francisco.
I see.
So we were kind of like, well, we have to play that song live soon anyway, and it would be nice to. And it's a vibe that Agalloch doesn't often have. It's very sparse in the beginning and very slow, and it just kind of rounds out the set in a kind of more mellow way. But it was an interesting set. I mean, we have like a couple of ragers and a couple slower songs, and so we thought it would be fun to kind of debut it in Seattle. So then for the Emperor shows, we have everything even more dialed in.
That's so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it went well. Sounds like you were happy with your performance and sound was good. And
Yep.
who did you have doing sound for you guys?
Ash from Spirit Possession.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she did sound, and our friend Eric did lights.
Nice.
And our friend Joy from Twendidal did merch, and everything just came together. And my friend Rachel showed up. She was there the whole day, and it was funny because we just get out of the van thing, and we're like loading in, and it's like you're just bombarded with like people standing around, and there's fans, and there's like other band members and all this, and I see this woman like on the street just staring at me. And I'm like, oh God, she's wearing a Dolvin shirt too. Like, okay. I'm just like, okay.
We have to know if she's wearing a Dolman shirt. You have to know that.
I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this. But I was saying hi to Kevin from Gorguts, and then I kind of like looked over, gave her like the side eye, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Rachel. Okay, awesome.
Well, you've had like some run-ins with some stalkers, dude.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, it was all good, but
Good.
Yeah, man, just great festival. Can't say enough good things about it. And now we fly out tomorrow morning for LA.
So cool, dude. LA Friday, San Francisco Saturday.
That's right.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
fucking Emperor, dude. It's so cool.
It's crazy. Yeah, they're doing Nightside in full, and we're gonna do Ashes in full. So it's gonna be awesome. It's one of those kind of like unbelievable lineups.
Yes.
Like, never imagined
definitely.
that something like that would happen.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I hope you meet your heroes and they turn out to be decent people. We'll see.
I've heard they're good people, so I don't know. I mean, I think out of like a lot of people out in that scene, they were always a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Level-headed,
restrained and level-headed. Yeah.
I think so. You know, they kind of they had some issues here and there, like a lot of Norwegians did in the black metal scene back then. But I feel like they were one of the first to kind of put that behind them and try to move on. And
totally.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
Regardless, it'll be a lot of fun.
And you guys are just playing the whole album. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, we have like an hour or whatever it is, and so we're just doing it front to back. Yeah,
crazy.
No
and
banter.
Emperors, what's their line?
I mean,
they're just doing the whole album, or are they doing extras too?
They're doing the whole album, but I imagine they would do something more than that. I mean, Nightside's what, like 50 minutes or something?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
they'll probably close out with some other songs, anthems or something, stuff. I don't know.
Based on what you told me yesterday about John's banter, it's kind of too bad we're not going to hear it.
I know.
It is. He's really getting dialed in.
Yeah. I love his banter, but
so cool. Even at the Portland show last year, I think that was your first show. Yeah. And he was like doing more than he had ever done in the past.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now he's like telling stories. He's like, let me tell you this story. And it'll take like 3 or 4 minutes.
Wow.
And like Don and I are looking at each other like, what's this guy doing? Like, this is crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it'll be good. So yeah, we're head down there tomorrow, and then we've got some time to kill in LA tomorrow.
Are any of your friends coming? Nick and okay.
Oh yeah, in LA it's gonna be Nick and M. It's gonna be all the thieves are gonna be there.
Oh, good.
Johnny from Go Ahead and Die, and his partner
Johnny's
are gonna
coming.
be there.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And then Chris and Gail are coming from Canvas. They're coming to the LA show.
Nice.
Nate Carson's flying down for it, so he's going to be there. And then San Francisco, Paul Masvidal is going to be there.
Nice, dude.
Some other people. Yeah, I mean, Aesop said he's going to come.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track of. It's just so many people. Oh, Jayway is going to be there from Worm. Yeah. A lot of people coming out for
David
this.
and Jori, too. Driving down.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. They're going to be on the road longer than they're going to be in the city.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like how you are going to Australia.
Totally. I think I would have sprung for plane tickets. You know, it's it's last minute notice, but still.
As I approach 50, plane sounds better than sitting in a car.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of plane travel, but
well, no.
2 hours as opposed to 12. Yeah.
Well, I hope they get along. I mean, it's like a sitcom of some sort or a movie.
Oh, they should make a documentary about it.
What if they talk about the whole time?
Like David and Jori go to see the Emperor or something.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they barely know each other. Like I barely know David. You know, he's not a new friend. I've known him since the 90s, but I just met him in the flesh for the first time a few months ago. So, they barely know each other. David said they're going to make the most brutal a cappella album ever made on the way down there.
They're definitely going to get to know each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm happy they're doing it. It's a little crazy, but it'll be fun.
Cool. Well, good luck on those shows. It sounds fucking amazing. Sounds like a dream come true, actually.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's kind of.
I remember when you told us about, or you told me about it. It was like a rumor for a while. It's
like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, don't tell anybody. It seems like a long shot. But...
Sounds like a long shot, but it's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, and initially it was like it might be at Red Rocks, and we're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like playing with Emperor at Red Rocks? But
it's too much.
Did they have a show in Denver or Boulder?
Yeah, they ended up playing somewhere else. I don't remember where, but they were in Denver somewhere or close by. But
that might be tonight or something.
I think they already did it, actually. I think
cool.
I think they're actually in LA today.
Oh, nice.
And they're gonna visit all the fine Denny's and Arby's in the area of Hollywood there.
Euros love that shit, dude.
Yeah. So we're looking at the map today, and it's like, oh, like right next door to the venues is a Denny's, and like, oh, across the street is this, and
It's got Jack in the Box.
yeah.
Oh,
Jack in the Box, like all that stuff. Yeah.
I hope they branch out a little further, but
No, I mean, who knows what they're into, but yeah. Sometimes
I've
that
been
is.
to the Palladium. I saw Ween back in the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome venue, historic old venue.
Yeah.
Cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Yep.
I've never
Nice.
been to the Warfield either. I've just heard lots of
Me either.
stories about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty classic, that place.
Oh yeah, they both are. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, like other than that, I mean, we have Mexico and Brazil coming up in September.
Amazing.
I have nothing for Moonbladder on the horizon.
Yeah, what's going on? You finishing an album?
Yeah, I just got to focus on it. I gotta
right.
finish the sculptured base first, and then finish that. And I've got a cross paths to do. And
Oh, did Andy send you some stuff?
yeah, I've got a whole record waiting for me to finish up. And I just remembered something yesterday too, and now I can't remember what it is. Oh, Paul sent me a bunch of ideas he wants me to work with too.
No
so.
shit. Dude, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, but I think, after these shows, I can kind of like focus a little bit and maybe like just pump some of these out, So
Do you have any side projects like that, Hunter, that you work on the side kind of thing?
Yeah, Plague Psalm is the main one, but working on Deserts of Hex, the music journal that I do with a few of my friends.
What is that? What's that all about?
It's kind of a interdisciplinary journal where music is the focus, but we talk a lot about film, talk a lot about literature, visual art.
Nice.
I do it with one of my good friends. He's the co-editor, Thomas Clark, and he's a film expert. And Jeff's written for it. I think Don's going to do some writing for it next time. But we have two issues out that they're both sold out now. So we're working on a third, but that takes a really long time to put together.
Does it include a CD or of music, or how does it work with the? It's just a
they're
zine
right
kind
behind
of
you
thing?
if you want to show them. They're right
Yeah, show me
both
one.
issues.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah. This is the newest
wow.
one.
Wow.
And so that,
Beautiful publishing, dude.
thank you.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
just
Wow.
it's
This has got
it's
a-
a lot of reading. It's intense reading. It's not fluff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What did you talk about incantation in there? What was that about?
Thomas did a interview with McEntee about the fraught recording process for the second album. There are two mix. Relapse eventually issued a second mix,
I
which
didn't
was
know that.
the one that McEntee really, really wanted.
Oh, shit.
And he just told us all about how difficult it was recording it, and then like they couldn't come to terms on the mix, and anyway, it was a pretty cool, complicated story. It was cool to get it.
So
to get
that's
it from
interesting.
him.
Like the label had an opinion on how it should
They had a
sound, and the
very
band was like,
definite,
"No."
yeah, they had a very definite opinion about it. Apparently,
That's crazy.
And the producer did too.
Oh, wow.
But the thing I'm probably proudest of in here, there's a 42-page piece on Decibel and Meg, which
Yeah,
is
that's
the
intense.
most ridiculous thing. But,
It's amazing.
yeah, the kind of shit that Thomas and I put ourselves through for no good reason.
You both co-wrote that, or did you write that yourself? Co-wrote.
Yeah,
That's not
so
right. Co-wrote.
we both wrote part of it. Let's see, Paul Stolp wrote some.
Oh, cool.
Jeff Wagner wrote some. Forrest Pitts, Forrest, he writes in Decibel as Fallow Heart. Super talented guy, but yeah, he contributed. So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
What's
But, yeah,
the difference between like a writing project and a music project as far as like time and creativity output? I don't know.
It takes
how do you-
it's the writing part is a lot. You spend a lot more time alone doing it, and then you kind of come together at the end. So it's like everybody's working alone, and then Thomas and I get together and do a full edit, And Ryan Madsen, who does all the graphic design, he and I get together at the very end and pull that together. And yeah, it's much less collaborative. It feels like to me. It's more of a kind of a private thing, but it takes longer too.
I bet, yeah, especially getting all the artwork together and everything.
Yeah, well, I do all the photography in it.
Cool.
And so, like, when I'm walking around Savannah or out where I live, like, if I see something interesting, I'll try to take a picture of it and then work with it later.
Do you have a good camera kind of thing? Are you a photographer?
I actually take it with my iPhone and edit directly in the app. And it's created a kind of a color palette that I think characterizes desert. So it kind of, that's the way, at least for the next one. I want at least 3 to be sort of aesthetically identical. Kind of like the Coroner strip. Yeah, like I want it to be like that. Like, that's a Coroner record. Like, this is deserts.
Yeah, I love that idea.
And then after 3, you'll just go a different direction kind of thing?
Yeah, probably.
That's cool. I like that, yeah.
But, Plague Psalm is something that Gail and I do on the side. I think Canvas is probably on hold or probably over, and we're going to spend all of our time. Well, no, it'll just turn into more like Gorging Shade, which is the 4 of us.
Great album, yeah.
Nathan's working on a death metal record called Festerium, and that's going to be the 4 of us too. So I think Canvas it'll just kind of be branching out, but not doing Canvas. I think we've said what we needed to say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the Gorging Shade mastered by Amy Dragon, which is really
That's
cool.
true, yeah.
So cool.
That wouldn't have happened without Jason.
Nice.
And Gail got in touch with him, but Amy did a phenomenal job and was just super great to work with.
Oh, yeah, she's the best.
She's
She's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason
so
is
cool.
really good at bringing people together. Man,
That's
guy.
what I do, bring people together. Yeah.
I mean, it's true. I wouldn't have known Hunter. I mean, all these things that have happened.
I've
with,
met so
with
many
Dolvin.
amazing people who are now friends, like just through Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm amazing in that way.
You are. in so many ways.
Yeah.
So many ways.
So many ways. Yeah. So I'm noticing that I'm looking at this, and we're kind of doing this session in a way that we've never done before. And the little byproduct of having Hunter in the same room is now I'm realizing that the video recording will not show Hunter whatsoever. It'll be Nick and I back and forth. You'll hear Hunter, but you won't be able to see him at all. So,
oh damn.
Yeah, I'm noticing.
You should go around the table and.
I'm not mad about that. No.
Yeah, I think Hunter's fine with that, but it's looks like a weird form of hazing or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My life is a form of hazing.
It is.
I mean, it is now.
Since you've met me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you bring people together so that you can torture them.
So you can throw them in the fire. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now I was able to work it a little bit, so now people can see Hunter.
Oh,
good. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it says paired with Jason. Yeah.
Yeah. Since his microphone is off, it won't automatically show him. So now I did this thing called pair tiles, and now,
Nice, dude.
It's all an experiment, man. All this is an experiment. So.
Well, I appreciate you figuring it out because I was having to go out to your house, which is fine, but it's just it's an obstacle with getting this done.
Yeah. Well, but that obstacle gave us an opportunity to explore the video option, which I wouldn't have done otherwise, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, and I'm still a little bit at odds with the whole video audio thing. I'm just kind of like going with it, but people are really responding to the video aspect. So
nice.
I dig it. And it's really cool for like listener emails when they send videos and things like that. So
I feel, like a little self-conscious of my excessive tape collection. So.
Well, yeah, you have to like put the most bestest ones. Where
can't see that much detail, can you? Shit.
No, I can't. Okay, no. I can pick out. Sometimes I can pick out a couple things. I see a Mad Magazine cover.
Yeah, I have my little WWF from the '80s shrine there.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I got all those little dolls, that I used to have when I was a kid, and the ring and shit.
Hell yeah.
Fucking amazing.
I watched wrestling as a kid.
Yeah,
for sure,
dude.
man.
I loved Roddy Piper and Andre the Giant, of course, and fucking Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, Nature Boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
English Bulldogs.
Oh man, I forgot about the English Bulldogs. Yeah.
Iron Sheik versus Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Yeah. Jason gave me his WWF cards, actually.
Yeah.
Like a whole folder of them. Really cool.
I collected them in, I think it was like 84, 85 or something.
Yeah.
I had the whole collection from that year. And everybody told me at that age, like, keep them nice, put them in a binder, like put them in, I had these little sleeves. They're going to be worth like a ton of money because it was like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, like all these things. Kept them, I mean, that's at least 10 years, 40 years. Yeah.
40.
At least 10 years.
It's at least 10 years. Yeah, 40 years. I kept them like 40 years. And I tried to sell them. Contacted some place in Brooklyn that like specializes in sports memorabilia, including like wrestling cards. And I was like, this was like the heyday of WWF. It's got to be worth something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, this one might be worth a little bit of money. It's like a Hulk Hogan, like first edition card, like whatever. And I was like, okay. And they're like, they sent them photos, did all this stuff. And like, we can give you like $10 for it. Like,
a little bit of money.
Yeah. I was like, okay. So, then I was just like, what do I do with these? I'm just really trying to get rid of stuff at this point.
Yeah, but Nick's not. So.
Yeah, but Nick's not. Well, I think it was Casey. Casey was like, well, I bet Nick would love those. And I'm like, oh my God, of course he would. Like, yeah, so I gave him this whole binder of
I have a fucking
cards.
like a garbage dump here. Everybody's shit.
Yeah, here's a copy of Leprosy without the...
Yeah, dude. Casey just handed me the Death Leprosy original combat pressing on cassette. He's like, here you go. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's amazing.
But without the J card, right?
No J card.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Can we also talk about the one thing you saved that's fucking legendary is the Michael Jackson jacket, dude?
Yeah, I sold that.
Yeah, so what happened with that?
Oh, man, I sold it a couple years ago on eBay.
Yeah,
and
nice.
But yeah, like the red leather jacket with the zippers.
And the little studs on the back.
Yep, I think it had like the little studs or whatever. I used to have like the sparkly glove
I did too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have a ZZ
I
Top
can't believe
tour.
you saved it.
Yeah, I have a ZZ Top tour jacket from the Eliminator tour. It's red. I'm so bad with materials like red.
It's like satin.
It is. It's like a satin thing.
Yeah.
And it has a ZZ Top pin and the logo like on a embroidered patch on the front. On the back, it's just like a big embroidered Eliminator cover.
Amazing.
But I mean, I got it when I was young, like when that record came out. And so it's, it's really small, but I still have that.
It's like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty small. It's a pretty small jacket.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Michael Jackson jacket didn't fit you either.
It did back in the day.
You sure?
Yeah.
I had the black version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I walked in a Halloween parade one time as Michael Jackson.
Wow.
I had my grandmother make me a sash. You remember he wore that sash on the Jackson 5 record where they had the spaceship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The blue and
the Jacksons.
Yeah. I was obsessed with that shit. I was like this close to Voivod. I was basically like a springboard.
It's what's it called? Future.
I don't remember. But that's what he was wearing on the front. He had his leg cocked up, had the sash.
Yeah.
So badass. Yeah.
Future.
Here.
God, what? Nick has the record. I used to have the record.
Yeah, I used to have it, actually. I don't have it anymore.
Okay.
Did Voivod put out a video game? Like, some shit's going on with this.
Video game?
Yeah. Our friend John Chick sent me, dude, you might be interested in this. Voivod has a video game. I was like, what? And I was like, Jason will want to know about that. So I was wondering if he sent that to you, but I guess he didn't.
I don't think so. No. I don't know about this Voivod video game. Is it like a new thing?
Yeah.
Future Shock.
No, that's
Future Shock.
Herbie
That's
Hancock,
it.
That's
right?
Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's Herbie Hancock. What's the Jacksons thing?
Here, let's see.
Okay, dude, check out Voivod the Nuclear Warrior. A run-and-gun Metrovania set in Voivod's dystopian universe. Yeah, that's a thing.
I'm going to look it up.
Featuring pixel art visuals, platforming, and Voivod soundtrack.
This one.
That's it. What's it called?
Future Shock?
It's called Jackson's Victory.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem right. Here's the Voivod thing.
Sorry
that's
about
what it's
changing the
called.
subject. I didn't mean to.
Okay, the Nuclear Warrior.
Yeah,
Wow.
look at that, dude. Isn't that crazy? I guess they're popular enough or whatever. This is strange.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah. It's got the font and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the writing away must have done all that.
The writing's on the wall.
It is, and it's going into the multiverse.
So was there lore behind all of their albums? Was there a link?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not aware of all that.
Yeah, the Korgel character.
Yeah, there's some deep lore involved with this stuff.
I see.
Wow. Huh.
Crazy.
Well, I'll definitely never play it, but that's pretty interesting.
Put it on your list of video games that you love to play.
Yeah. My list of video games that I won't play.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
You've already got the headset.
Yeah, you're ready.
Oh, that's true. I do. Yeah.
You look like a gamer.
I've got the gaming chair. I've got the headset.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You just need games.
I do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start selling all my gear. Get like heavy into gaming.
Forget about music for a while.
Yeah. All right. Should we launch into some listener emails?
Sure.
All right.
It's been a while, man. We haven't had.
It's been a while.
This is episode.
The first time in a while that I've actually had to like cull through them a little bit, and because we've gotten so many because it's been so long. The first one I'm going to go over though, it directly involves Hunter actually, so it's good that you're here. This is from a dude named Dane Perry, and he says, "Hi Nick and Jason, longtime listener, first time email sender. Thank you for the shout out on episode 94 when you thanked your Patreon subscribers, but I did have to send through a minor correction. That's normal. In keeping with the Australian theme of that episode, I am not from Savannah, and unfortunately have not had the pleasure of meeting Nick. I'm actually from Brisbane on Australia's east coast, but I did meet Jason at the Agalock gig in Melbourne. Nice. I was the guy that bought your spare copy of the wooden box a few years back. Not a big issue, but I had to represent my Australian peers. I also wanted to send thanks as we recently were hit by a cyclone here in Brisbane, and while I was hunkered down with my vinyls and my cat, I was able to spend the time catching up on podcasts. I Hate Music being one of them. I always enjoy the discussions, even if the subject or bands are ones I'm not entirely familiar. Hearing people with the same passion for heavy music speak about their favorite albums or scenes reminds me that we're all the same, massive music nerds. Yeah. Thanks for many years of I thought it said enjoyable music chat, and I look forward to many more."
Wow.
Yeah, so I misremembered because there's this dude. Remember the dude at MDF that we met, Nick? He was from Savannah. Yes. I thought that was Dane Perry, and he talked about Graveface with me at MDF, and he talked about something else, and he's like, "Isn't your drummer from Savannah?" And I said, "Yes," and I thought that was Dane Perry. But now I don't know. I don't remember who he is now, since that's not Dane Perry.
Was that MDF last year or the year before?
Last year when we played.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Next email is from our friend. I'm actually going to share this. It's from one of our Kyle friends. So you know what that means, Nick. Got a drink.
Sorry. I got to open this shit.
What is it?
Waterloo Black Cherry.
Oh, man. OG flavor.
I love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is from our friend Kyle Kraus. And it's titled, "Yo, Jason, can you spot me $150?
Nice. He's a funny guy. We've had some emails with this guy. He's really funny.
Yeah, he's really funny. He starts with, "I'll mail back to Penny." And then he says, "Okay, partway through making this email, I checked my Discogs and realized I already own this version of The Mantle on vinyl. The horrors of having a big record collection. Luckily, I think I got it for like $30 when the repress came out. Still missing Pale, Stone, Ashes, and Marrow, though." And he sends a picture of finding The Mantle and Pale Folklore at a record store.
$150?
And $150 for The Mantle. Yeah.
Crazy. That's the repress. You guys, it wasn't out on vinyl originally, so. Was it?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was only repress kind of deal. But yeah, keeping track of our records is tough, dude. You use Discogs, I think. But
I do.
Man,
I've got everything on it. Everything on Discogs.
That's good. I got to put the time into doing that because I forget what I have to.
I could have used that last Friday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hunter
tell that story, yeah.
A little record mishap.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Halm was kind enough to buy me a copy of When's the Black Death, which is a Norwegian record that I love very much. And I guess I had sleep deprivation. That's what I'll blame it on. Some stress. We went into Wall of Sound in Seattle before the show, and I was like, holy shit, a copy of When's the Black Death. I'm going to get this. So I did, and Don was with us, and Don goes, didn't John buy that for you? It's like, no. And then, so we get back to the green room, and John's sitting there, and he's like, fuck is this? I was like, oh, I bought a copy of When's the Black Death. He's like,
no.
You mean the one that I gave you last night? So anyway, Don gets a copy. Yeah. Everybody wins.
How long before this did he actually buy it for you? The night before?
It was like the day before, maybe.
Jesus,
2 days before. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
And I have
I thought it was like a couple of years ago or something.
Oh, no. And I can't blame it on any sort of substance or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pure stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Wow. One day after, man. That's pretty bad.
And he bought it for more than what John bought it for.
Everything about it was a complete fail.
Yeah. Except it was funny, and it makes for a good story.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
I love amusing people.
As long as you don't mind being self-deprecating or whatever.
Oh, no. Every time I look in a mirror is an act of self-deprecation.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
That's why I was hoping that nobody could see me on this thing.
Well, they can now.
Yeah, I know they can now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good, though. You can see your legendary Pink Dots shirt. I mean, if we were still doing T-shirt of the day, that's what this would be.
That's good.
Okay.
It's got, No, you're looking great on camera.
Nice.
Oh, I hate music.
Representing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've heard that before. All right, let's move on to...
Thank you, Kyle. Great email.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle. Let's move on to John Foley. Thanks so much for the mention on the most recent pod. I'm an episode behind, but looking forward to catching up soon. Nick, I haven't forgotten the VS Bandcamp review I promised.
You keep saying that. It's okay, dude. It's okay.
I've been really enjoying listening to it, thinking about it, and writing about it. It's triggered a part of my brain I haven't used since reviewing hardcore records for my teenage fanzine 25 plus years ago.
He's talking about the Victorian Schoolmaster project of mine.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be a secret, dude.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I guess it's not.
So we'll know that the people that know it's me listen to this podcast.
True. Yes. Okay. Yes. Good point. He says he'll shoot you a message when it's finished. Jason, thanks for the most recent merch bundle, which made it into Australia yesterday. Again, it feels like most of our listeners are in Australia. Like, that's really weird.
Yeah.
But he continues, I was really bummed to not find 10,000 in crisp banknotes inside of my Shivers of Transmission cassette, though. Yeah, I mean...
Well, you told the story before about sending money, just random money to people.
Yes.
What was that?
The lights are flickering. There's like a ghost in here or something.
I snapped my fingers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you snapped your fingers. Snap your neck.
Yeah.
Yes. Love prong.
No, I told a story about how when I got back from Australia, I had like $80 in cash still. And at the same time, I got an order from Australia. So I just slipped the $80 into the record that they bought. And I never heard from the person again. I don't know who it was.
That's so weird.
Yeah. I thought for sure they'd be like, hey, like that's weird. But they must have just been like, oh, this is a mistake. But like, how do you mistakenly put cash into a record?
Yeah, 80 Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Maybe the customs guy took it. Probably what happened.
It's probably what happened.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he says, the music of Paul Masvidal has had the most profound musical, creative, and spiritual impact on my life. And I'm so happy for you that you've built a creative partnership. It was a nice surprise to get the Mythical Human Vessel CD. Thank you. Those 3 records are honestly among the greatest art created this century, and Paul's every move fascinates me. I'm stoked to have a tour t-shirt for a tour I wasn't at, but one day I hope to experience the creative moves you two take together live. It would be very convenient for me if you could tour Australia, in addition to the U.S. West Coast. I mean, it's just, it's basically the same thing. They're both right next to each other, Australia.
I mean, they are in a way. Yeah.
They are in a way, honestly, sort of. In a
just get on a boat.
Fucked up way.
Tomorrow you'll be there.
Yeah. Or a plane. I mean, that would be faster. But
Still barely tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the time crossing the international
the date line. Yeah.
The date line,
Yeah. All right, and our next one is from our friend Mark Beavers. You may remember him from such episodes as like 3 episodes ago. He had a listener video, and I think this might be, Hunter, this might be the guy from Georgia that I was telling you about.
Okay.
I believe.
Is there any? Oh, he is. I see his zip code. He's from Atlanta.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So he wrote in before.
Not zip. I mean area code.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
770. Don't. He's got his phone number right there, but it's a joke at this point.
Everybody just keeps including their phone numbers. It's so weird. So I texted him on one of the episodes, and he wrote back, and that was pretty funny.
Do it again.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I believe he was talking about like some band from Statesboro or something like that last time we had a video from him. So
was he the one that went around the place that he saw?
No, like the goat and stuff.
Yeah, the goat.
No, he was. This is the guy that was talking about how it was hard to make friends.
With his guitars. Yeah.
Yeah, and like listening to us makes it feel like he has friends or something. And yeah. Anyway, I actually haven't watched this yet, so let's see what he has to say.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so a couple of things from this latest episode with Johnny. You guys were kind of pontificating about like how somebody born later would get into some of the older death metal stuff, and I kind of have some insight on that. I was born in the mid 80s, so I probably got into metal around the early 2000s. You know, heard Metallica's Master of Puppets for the first time, and I was like, whoa, this is like completely different than anything I've ever heard before. And then I quickly like jumped into bands like Amon Amarth, Children of Bodom, In Flames, Dark Tranquility, stuff like that. And some of that was due to friends, you know, just suggesting things. Some of it was due to me searching around on the internet and finding stuff. But one thing that was a huge boon to my metal journey growing up was a radio program on Georgia Tech's a radio station, WREK. Every Friday night, they would have a metal program that ran until about 6 a.m. on Saturday. Oh. And they would play everything from like King Diamond to Bloodbath. So you had a huge mix of just all kinds of different metal genres. And so what I would do is take a cassette tape and put it in my boombox and just hit record. And I would fall asleep, and the next morning I'd wake up with a cassette full of all kinds of different metal to listen to. And so when I would drive to high school or whatever, I would just pop that in the tape player in my van. And I discovered so much through that. And kind of on that topic, cassettes. So this is kind of for Nick. Nick, do you have any suggestions of kind of like modern tape players, like maybe like a Walkman clone or something that won't break the bank, but is great for listening to these? If you got any suggestions, let me know. All right, peace, guys.
Awesome.
Lots to talk about there.
Yeah.
One thing to talk about is the fact that somebody was referring to a radio show that helped them get into metal. That shit doesn't happen now. So
I've actually recorded at Rec before.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had 2 buddies that went to Georgia Tech and had access. In fact, one had a show on Rec, and they had a little kind of rinky-dink studio, but had a band early in college, and we went up there and tracked some stuff. So, and it was a high wattage station too, and a lot of cool people. And so, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But you're right, Nick.
Did you know about that show or?
No, because I never lived in Atlanta. But I was told like they had like, you know, indie rock shows like that, and you know, jazz shows, but like people that were serious about music.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's cool that he'd had that experience as somebody growing up in the 2000s like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because radio is something that we were influenced a lot by too, for sure. I mean, in LA, there was KNAC. I don't think I would have been into metal without KNAC. There was just so much good shit. They had like a thrash show. They had all these great shows that I was just, you know, inundated with bands from, but I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't have anything like that in Montana. No metal on the radio. We had in Bozeman, we had KGLT, which is the college station, but, we're talking like late 80s, early 90s. It was just inundated with alternative, grunge, whatever you want to call it. Like a lot of really good stuff, but never getting into like metal stuff ever. That was entirely up to the underground for me.
Yeah. Did you have a radio influence, Hunter?
I did. We had a great radio station called WVGS in Statesboro that was run by students at Georgia Southern. And there were a ton of killer shows, but every Sunday afternoon, I don't know why it's Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that's
they had a
random.
show called Dr. Death. And he played, really everything. Like, he was still pretty, this was like the early 90s, so still a lot of thrash.
Yeah.
But he played a lot of death metal too. Like I heard the Cynic, I heard Euroborg Forms for the first time on there from at Death's Door 2. I heard Stranger Eons for the first time on that. Yeah, no, it was, and to think about like that town back then, maybe 10,000 people in this school, maybe had 10, 12,000 kids. But we had two really great record stores. It was like a weirdly progressive place in terms of underground music. That was the bedrock for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a radio show at our local college, KPSU, but the wattage is so small that I don't think anybody was listening. But they put me at Friday from midnight to 2 a.m. So I didn't have a Sunday afternoon show. That's amazing.
I think I was on your show once with Dawn, right?
Yeah. Dude, I need to digitize that shit. I have the recording.
Oh, yeah. I would love to do that.
Man.
I would love to hear that. Yeah.
Just like you need to do like the old demos used to be on and stuff.
Yeah. That's on my list of things to do. Yeah.
It's kind of a task to do that. But
It is. But I remember, I think on your show, I played some stuff off of Disco Volante.
Nice. Yes.
I think it was like recently out, like late 90s.
And we, I definitely went to the show at Roseland with the Melt Banana. That was around
Oh,
that time,
man.
99.
Yeah, that was
cool.
before.
That was California. That was California.
Yeah. I saw a Disco Volante tour in Minneapolis.
Okay.
That's when I was living there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you see the California tour then, or were you
saw
in
him-
Portland?
I saw him like 4 or 5 times on the California tour. I
Okay. Yeah.
toured around with him a little bit. Aaron and I did. Yeah.
Nice.
I've got a great photo of Aaron and I, and I'm wearing like they were selling these California embroidered shirts, and it just said California, but like embroidered, like on a polo shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got like this weird, like kind of bob cut that I had for a while, and and
I need to see
Looking
the Bob
cute.
Cut.
oh yeah. And Aaron and I, well, shit. It was what? It was California was 99, 2000,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
99, yeah.
So yeah, it was a while ago, but I'm really happy I have that photo. Just like looking at the two of us from so long ago, it's
that's cool.
it's insane.
Fantastic.
But yeah, we saw him in Minneapolis, and then we drove to Milwaukee the next night. Saw him there. They played again a little bit later in in Minneapolis, and then we saw him on the Snowcore tour with like System of a Down and like that.
Yeah,
whole
they were doing
thing.
that kind of shit. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. We saw him
weird.
somewhere
So
else too. But yeah, I was out in like Minnesota when that record came out.
Yeah.
So
Because you came to Portland, you had left Portland then by then. I guess.
yep, I was here around 97, and then I went back around 99 to be with Aaron, and I was there for like a year and a half, 2 years before we came out again. So
Okay. Yeah. I can speak also to the cassette question that Mark had. There are like a lot of Chinese-made modern Walkmans out there. They all seem to have the same mechanism, which is a really shitty mechanism, and they don't sound like good. So if you can look in eBay and get a 90s Walkman, even one of those sport Walkmans, the yellow ones, they're relatively affordable still, $30 or $40 probably.
yeah,
They sound a lot better than the new shit they're putting out.
really,
So that's what I would recommend.
yeah.
And you can get some like highly quality Japanese 90s models. I got one right here, dude. This thing's fucking amazing. It's from Japan. It's just got this beautiful mechanism inside, and it works so well. The sound quality is high quality, but these go for like $200 now. So.
Did you get that in Japan?
No, I got that on eBay, and I fixed it up because I would buy broken ones and then fix them.
Yeah.
It's the best way.
We had a cool business model. Like I was breaking them live. Like we could have done that. Like and then you repair them as I break them. Yeah.
I stopped giving them to you, man, because I hate seeing them abused like that.
Oh man, I would abuse the fuck out of them. I don't do that anymore. You'll be happy to know.
Good.
I went from like
matured.
I went from like 5 Walkman at the same time for live performance, and now I'm down to 1, and I don't break it.
And so they were all chained together?
Not really. They were going through different types of effects into a mixing board, and basically I'd have them all running at all times. And then depending on what I was trying to do with that certain part, I knew like this one was like, actually this is probably sacrilege now, but this was years ago. I had a Blood Incantation rehearsal tape that they sent me. Only that one existed. And so like I knew like this tape is Blood Incantation rehearsal. It's running through a distortion, which is running through a wah pedal, which is running through this other thing. And this tape is like Thoabath running through these 2 little Japanese distortion pedals. And I knew the tonal qualities that each one had, and then I could like mix them in with the music however I wanted. And
so they're running, and then you're adjusting the levels and
correct.
Then mixing live.
Correct.
Very cool.
And I would also take I ripped the cover off of them so you can access the tape itself. And I would take my thumb and slow down the tape too, so you can get that nice warbling sound.
Yeah.
Especially if it's distorted, it's like a type of thing. And I would grab the Walkman like above my head and do this and like in rhythmic, like with the drum machine and stuff. And but man, at first it was easy and it was like really cheap when I first started doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, because I used to do the Walkman thing in the 90s, too. It was like a continuation of stuff I've done for a long time.
You can get them easier back then.
Yeah, but now it was like, by the time I stopped doing it, it was like at least $20 a pop for these Walkman. And sometimes I go through 3 or 4 a show because they break, you know. And also I would like take them and smash them against the ground at the end of the show.
You know,
so
just in the course of a show, they break. Having said that, I also took them and smashed them in the concrete.
That's exactly right.
Which also causes them to break.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'd throw them against the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
man.
to test them
I don't know
out.
why they were breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either, Nick. A mystery.
I played this show back when I was doing nothing. I played this show, I want to say like late 90s in Portland with this project called In Bulk from Portugal, and my friend Eric from Sleeping with the Earth. And we invited some friends of ours, and they were just totally unfamiliar with anything like this whatsoever. And so, but they wanted to come see me play, and they were just kind of puzzled by the whole situation. And at the end, I took a Walkman, I just like, as it's connected to pedals, you know, I just throw it against the wall, it just shatters. And it was like so out of their frame of reference that they thought that it was a mistake somehow. And so like afterwards, after the show, they're like, "Oh my God, like I'm so sorry that happened. Like I'm like, and I'm like, no, like that's part of the show." And they still just couldn't wrap their mind around any of it. They're just like,
it's not like, even extreme guitar music or something. That's something completely else.
Completely. And that's when I was doing like 100% improv. It's not like now where I've got like melodies and compositional elements. This was just, you know, complete and mostly noise too, you know. So of course, like nobody has.
Yeah, imagine walking in on that scene. You know? Like, what the fuck's going on here? Who are these weirdos?
Right, we went through the wrong door.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, going to Azoth feels like that. I had a couple people come to my show. It's like you go down this dark alley. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like that though.
I wonder that every time we play there.
Oh yeah, we'll be there
like
tonight.
what? Yeah, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, take care of the Walkmans.
Yes.
I don't see them at Goodwill anymore. Maybe Mark's area, he can find one at Goodwill, but it's pretty hard to find these days. But
Yeah. Let us know.
90s, go for the 90s ones, dude. Don't buy this new shit.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for that, Nick, and thanks for that, Mark.
That's your Walkman update. Maybe every episode.
Oh yeah,
we should do a
Walkman update.
Or
I like that
you know,
idea.
Like, what's the latest in cassette culture, Nick? Tell me about it.
Oh yeah, what's the latest in the CC, the cassette culture?
Well, it's been great collecting them because they're so cheap, you know.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll change because they are getting more popular.
I noticed rap artists, Dungeon Synth, metal, it's all about $10 a cassette. But rap artists are marking that shit up to like $18.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Different genres. Like if you find the Taylor Swift tape or something, I think it's like $18.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't make any sense.
we just had a reissues of Ashes Against the Grain cassette, and the cassette's beautiful.
Yeah.
You would love it.
When's it coming out?
I think we have copies available in L.A. and San Francisco.
No way. Can you pick me up one, bro, please?
Yeah. Yep. I'll grab you one.
Thank you.
Yeah, they look beautiful.
How much do they charge?
15.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Imported from Germany.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But maybe now 20?
Oh, yeah. Maybe
Seems
not
like
20.
we're kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's charging 20, dude.
Well, then we got to do 25.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the next email from a different friend, our friend Alex from Santa Fe. Mm-hmm. He says, Jason
Red Mesa,
and Nick.
yeah?
Yeah, Red Mesa. Yeah.
Dude, did we mention this, that we saw their sticker at the Twilight?
I posted it on Instagram, on I Hate Music Instagram, I think.
Okay,
but
cool.
yeah, we saw a sticker of theirs in the bathroom at the Twilight when we went and saw Johnny's show.
Yeah.
But that was the show where Alex couldn't make it to the show, and because his mom fell ill.
Okay.
And then we didn't end up going either.
No.
I don't remember
So
why we
who
didn't
put the
go.
sticker there?
They ended up playing without him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. So Alex says, Jason and Nick, been thinking of writing in again for a while now, and you've been really pumping out the episodes lately. Yeah, we were there for a bit. I have been inundated as of late with getting a house put up in the mountains near Albuquerque, dealing with various contractors digging trenches through hardened clay and unending tree roots and the occasional segment of ash from fires of yore, putting up fencing and getting reacclimated with rural living. The last episode with Johnny Vallis was my favorite since the episode with Alan from Primordial. As I've mentioned before, listening to I Hate Music is akin to sitting around with friends talking the music that we love. It has been a welcome respite to long days of toil, and despite playing shows often, I've been feeling the alienation of staying in a camper out under the stars while the house gets finished up. Also, it was a humbling honor for you to air a Red Mesa track a few episodes back. Thank you so much for including us in the conversation. Going back to the last episode, it was interesting and worthy of time to listen to Johnny's story, coming up from the crust and grind scene, the appreciation for proper death metal, finding Agalloch, and his recent journey into bigger and better things. Also, it was great to hear some kudos about Transylvanian Recordings, which is a label that has received my attention over the last few years. If you haven't heard the Oromet album they put out, do yourself a favor. It was pretty much my favorite album of 2023. It was a very inspiring tale, and hearing about that dude's work ethic helped me through that day in particular. Yeah. Cheers, Alex.
Yeah, Johnny's the man.
Johnny's episode was really cool, hearing about how he just came into playing with Max Cavalera, becoming sober, taking care of himself at a very young age.
Being so young and coming up in that scene so young. Like he was playing in bands when he was 14.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. And I was just telling Hunter about the story that he had about being the drum tech for Phil Collins and sound checking with Corporal Jigsaw Quandary, like in that fucking arena.
It wasn't Phil Collins. It was...
you're right. It wasn't Phil Collins. It was...
I would have remembered that really clearly. It was somebody big. It was like Rod Stewart or something.
It was Rod Stewart. That's it.
That's even better.
Yeah, it was Rod Stewart.
Because Phil Collins could probably get down with some, some necroticism, but not Rod Stewart.
No, you're right. It was Rod Stewart. As soon as I said Phil Collins, I was like, wait.
Yeah. How dare you confuse those?
Well, when you told me that, I was like, well, Phil Collins is left-handed, and Johnny's not.
And he's a drummer.
I'm like, that'd be really tough to do.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Strange.
So do you have to have a tech that drums? Yeah, I guess you do.
Or can. Switch hitter.
If you switch.
Kind of like the new pitcher for the Denver Broncos.
Yes, the new pitcher for the Denver Broncos.
You guys are so into sports. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Pretty deep, man.
We're going to do like a sports segment next.
I'll do my cassette culture. You guys can do sports.
Yes. Sports segment, SS, and cassette collection, CC.
Nice.
All right, moving on to our friend Paul Stolp. It's a lot of friends this episode.
Yeah.
Hi, Paul. Paul's our number one fan.
He is.
Paul's
so
the man.
You may remember I called him out a while ago about not buying the Masvidal Moonbladder T-shirt.
Yeah.
So he responds, Dear Jason and Nick, it took being called out on I Hate Music podcast episode 94 to finally get me to write an email to your most excellent podcast. Jason, the reason I did not order a Masvidal Moonbladder Spiritual Weight t-shirt is simple. I would have felt like a fraud if I wore it. See, I had planned on going to the Seattle show and, of course, buying a shirt there. Then life got in the way, as it unfortunately sometimes does. When you put the shirts up for sale after the tour, I was on the verge of ordering one, but then I stopped. What kind of fraud would I be? I thought wearing a tour shirt from a show that I should have been at, that was in my own backyard, more or less. Decades of thrash schooling have taught me that to be a poser is the worst crime imaginable.
I have these rules for myself.
So that is why I did not order a shirt. I should have been at the show. I was not, and therefore I don't deserve to wear it. For the record, I love Paul Masvidal and, of course, Moonbladder. Deepest thanks and gratitude to you and Nick for the awesomeness that is the I Hate Music podcast and all the art you both create.
Thank you, Paul. That's amazing. Yeah. I have that same rule, dude. I mean, I can't do it.
I'll do it. I used to have that rule.
No.
I used to have that rule, but I don't have that rule for myself anymore.
Well, can you give an example of a shirt that you did not attend that you have that you wear? I can't think of one. People give you shirts sometimes, and that's fine, But
I tend to avoid it, but I do have like I have an Entombed Left Hand Path tour shirt.
I mean, that's different, it's
because it's so
vintage.
old school.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time thinking of examples, but
do you have that rule as well, Hunter? Like you can't wear a tour shirt of something you haven't been to. Or?
Doesn't really matter because I don't go to shows.
Yeah,
nice.
kind of fixes the problem. Yeah.
But that would be when you would buy a shirt.
Yes.
If you bought it online, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to buy the tour shirt," even though I didn't go to the show.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a tour shirt. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay, well, nobody listened to that advice because we still have Masvidal Moonbladder tour shirts available at the earthandsound.org store. I grossly misimagined how popular the shirts would be, so I ordered too many. So I've got a handful left, and we are offering them with a free Masvidal CD and a free Moonbladder CD and a little autographed card that Masvidal and I autographed, a little thank you card. But I have maybe, I don't know, a handful left. So
cool.
If anybody's interested in being a poser, go to earthandsound.org and you can buy it.
You're choosing to be a poser.
Choosing to be a poser, yes.
You might already be one.
You might already be one.
Once you go down the path, you might as well just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Moving on to another person that is a friend and not a poser. This is our good friend, Sebastian, the number one Romaniac. He says, I've always admired how your podcast seamlessly integrates different bands into the conversation with many asked for outside perspectives on every topic. Johnny Vallis, in particular, has such an authentic and inspiring approach, not just to music, but to life itself. Cheers to him, and may each new success always feel like the starting point of something even greater. Damn, he is the poster boy for what the spirit of metal and rock should be. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He is. He really is. Yeah. He's he's putting the hard work into it.
He is.
He's going full bore into it. Like he's not holding back. Pretty amazing.
And then Sebastian continues, is this where the line is drawn between rock and metal, distorted guitars? I heard you guys mentioning it on episode 94 and now on 95. Johnny pointed out the same. Here in Romania, rockers and metalheads essentially share the same cultural identity, not just to outsiders, but even amongst ourselves. Huh?
Well, like Creed and Nickelback, they have distorted guitars,
yes,
right?
Yes,
that's
for sure.
rock. That's not fucking metal. So
yeah.
What did we talk about that we said that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there metal without distorted guitars? Is that what Dolvin is? Is that metal?
I wouldn't call Dolvin metal.
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
I think metal has to have distorted guitars.
Do you guys remember the band from the early 90s called Mass Optica? And they played, they call it acoustic thrash. But still.
What? Really?
Yeah,
No
seriously.
way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they released one album.
Dude.
And
I didn't know about that.
it's cool, but it still didn't feel like metal.
Yeah.
It didn't have a,
one way I know that Dolphin isn't metal is my attempt to get on Encyclopedia Metallum, the metal archives. I submitted Dolvin and I submitted some music and I got rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not metal.
So, it's not metal. That's what they told me.
They're pretty rigid, though.
Yeah.
Like, they are. No, they have a very tight set of criteria that one must meet.
Is that what we call gatekeeping?
They're gatekeepers. Yeah. But I mean, even if you're like I doubt you could find even something that's got metal in it, like stuff like Botch or Converge. I doubt you would find them on Metal Archives.
Oh, I see.
I mean, it's got to be metal.
Yeah.
So can we think of a band that is metal that does not have distorted guitars? That is surely classified as metal. Did Gorguts do that with Obscura? I mean, that shit was like hardly distorted, the guitars.
Yeah, but they're still, they're dirty.
They're dirty. Yeah.
Dirty enough, yeah.
I don't think it's possible.
I don't either.
I don't think it's possible.
Okay.
I mean,
and you could run like heavy synths and things, or have two bass players. But it's not the same.
Yeah,
I think metal has to have a guitar.
What about Necromantia? Did they have a guitar?
They had a guitar too.
Yeah,
but two basses.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow. How about that band that was all cellos? You know, what was that called?
What? Oh, you're talking about Apocalyptica or something like that, right?
Apocalyptica.
Here, I've got a. Now I'm paranoid about Necromantia. Let me confirm.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking, I think like Lord Walpurgis or something.
Yeah.
He had like a 12 string, so he may have been able to mimic the effect of a.
Right.
I'll get back to you here shortly.
Apocalyptica was being marketed as metal. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a cash grab for all the, just a way. It's the clickbait. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has to have guitar, even if it's basses, like Squalus, AJ's other band. It's two basses and they're distorted, but I would never call it metal. It's heavy, but I think you have to have that like palm mute action that you can only get on the guitar.
So now we're saying it has to have guitar, not only distorted guitar, but just guitar. For sure.
No, I would say. Does
metal have to have a guitar?
I think it does.
I think so. I think it has to have a distorted guitar.
Is it helpful that we have rules like this? That's probably what Metal Archives is thinking. They have to have a rule of some sort.
Well, it makes it all manageable. I think it would just spill over if not for some rules.
There's enough variety within it already, I suppose.
So I'm technically right about Necromantia, but not really right.
Okay.
They have someone that plays leads, but all the rhythms are bass. So 8-string and 6-string.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's not Walpurgis, it's Vampire. So I'm just distributing all sorts of foul disinformation here this morning. Yeah,
that's what
Send us your emails.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm just, what I'm doing? I'm telling it like it is.
That's right.
Just,
you're just saying.
I'm saying what
everybody's thinking.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Everybody's thinking no, it's just it's.
Yep.
At what point does a bass become a guitar? If you have a 10-string bass, it's pretty much a guitar at that point.
Yeah.
Well, part of it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Kind of.
I feel like we could get trapped in this corner for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're right, Nick. I mean, and I don't know if you've ever heard those first two Necromantia records. They were Greek band on Osmos, sort of black metal. But they had two bassists, and one played all the higher register stuff, and one played lower stuff. And the higher register stuff definitely sounds like a guitar.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good stuff. I mean, I think it's important for me to have rules, no doubt about it. So I'm glad they exist.
Well, that's my rule. Metal needs distorted guitars.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my rule for you and for us.
So when we say it's acoustic doom metal, Dolvin, when we say Dolvin is acoustic doom metal, that's not exactly correct.
Do we say doom metal or do we just say doom?
I just say doom typically,
Me
but
too.
Yeah.
I'm assuming doom means doom metal.
It implies doom metal, but when you don't specify the metal, I think it's fine. That's another rule.
I think it's really dark, heavy music made with acoustic guitars.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's just doom. Yeah.
Doom.
Just doom.
Yeah.
I tell people like super, super dark folk too.
It's kind of folky, yeah. Because
but really, but in a morbid kind of a way.
Is folk because of the acoustic guitars?
Yeah. Some of your melodic sensibility has a folk leanings too, though. I think.
And some of the percussion, especially on the new record.
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
Yeah, for sure.
It has some like comacy elements.
Well, that was my main reference point for all the percussion.
Well, good job. Oh, hey, I want to try something.
What's this?
No, grab it. Yeah, look at that. Now hand it back.
Oh,
whoa.
That's so cool.
It's like through space and time.
Holy shit. Wormhole.
Man, that's amazing.
It would have taken me at least 3 more seconds to get up and bring it over.
I mean, that would have been cool, too. All right. Speaking of seconds, here's Kyle Krause again. That's how long it's been since we've done this because we were doing interviews and stuff. He's talking about Buckethead. Why? Because he went to see him. Kyle Krause went to see Buckethead because he's on tour now, right, Nick? He's coming soon.
I think he's always on tour.
Yeah,
he's coming to Portland in August.
Awesome. Yeah, we have to go to that.
Yes.
Do a full report. So Kyle Krause says, concert structure. It was one of those former church-turned-punk metal venues called Preserving Underground. Cool little venue with an attached record store. No opener. 2 sets with an intermission. 1 encore song. A good mix of older songs and pikes. I don't really understand what this pike thing is.
So I think the pikes are what he's just constantly putting out on Bandcamp.
Oh,
like they're not full albums. They're just like he puts a song out and he just throws it out there instead of.
It's like a single, but he calls it a pike.
Yeah.
It's like how he calls like a cow that's under 10 years old a slagger or something like that. Do you remember what that is, Nick?
Yeah, no, I don't.
It was but you know what I'm talking about. It was something like that. It's like a cow that's under like 10 or something is called something, like, and it has a weird name like that.
Slagger.
Is Buckethead metal or?
Ooh, that's a great. I don't know. I don't think I would call it metal.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Some of it really is though. He fucking shreds.
He does. Yeah. He does. But is Steve Vai metal? I mean, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Passion and Warfare, is that metal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was that the one he did with Devin Townsend?
No, that was Sex and.
Sex and Religion.
Sex and Religion.
Yeah. Actually, pretty good album.
Yeah, it's like but surfing with an alien metal.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know.
I guess not.
It's Tool metal. This is the thing that fascinates me all the time.
I don't think
they're right on the verge.
I don't think so.
I think they're a heavy band and very mathematical, and they've got dark things, but they're not metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like my friend Scott Generic one time was like, I like some metal like ISIS. I'm like, I don't think ISIS is metal.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't think Neurosis is metal.
Me either.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, they always played. We saw Neurosis so many times in the 90s.
Yeah.
So they were being marketed as metal.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
They were on a metal label after they signed to Relapse, but they came from alternative tentacles.
Right.
Thoroughly punk world.
Yeah. It's something I've written down as an episode, but I don't have my thoughts fully formed. But I also don't think Mastodon is metal.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah, High on Fire.
Yeah.
What about System of a Down or something like that?
No.
It's
Rage Against the Machine?
No. It's metal adjacent. It's all like kind of influenced by that and has like some commonalities, but.
What's the difference then between what System of a Down is doing and what's a like Machine Head? What Machine Head's doing? What's the difference?
I've thought about Machine Head way too much in the last week. It's really weird.
I think
Machine Head is a metal band.
I think the first. Yeah. So I don't know anything about Machine Head really, other than I know the first record, which I don't love because of its attitude. Jason and I were talking about this the other day. However, attitude. I think it is absolutely 100% a metal record.
Agreed.
It's sharp riffing. It's rooted in metal traditions.
Yep.
But after that, I think they probably got more into the.
I don't think it was metal after that.
Yeah. But I am under the impression that they went back in the early 2000, mid 2000s, something like that, and started playing metal again. Yeah, but I don't know any of that stuff. So,
okay, but those guitars are as heavy as Mastodon, for sure. I mean, Mastodon's a heavy band, dude.
Yeah.
You think Burn My Eye? You think Mastodon's as heavy as Burn My Eyes?
I mean, it's different, but the guitar tone and stuff, yeah.
I don't know. But also, I think it's like for me, it's hard to escape the fact that Machine Head is the dude from Violence, which is
sure that helps.
Decidedly a metal.
And I think band. The kind of bands we're talking about, like Mastodon or High on Fire, are rooted more in like the rock aspects of Black Sabbath. Even though Black Sabbath's, for early heavy metal band, it's still, rock and blues based. It's got a looseness about it. Mm-hmm. Like Caius, like the second, third Caius records, heavy.
Caius is great.
Heavy. I love those records. Love them. And they're heavy as shit. They're not metal.
They're not metal.
Yeah. Stoner rock, like what the fuck is it? At that point,
that's more marketing nonsense. Stoner rock, I hate that.
Then what would you call Kaya?
Really heavy rock.
Okay.
I think the intent is different.
It's more Sabbath than Metallica. Or
do you know? You guys know S. Craig Zoller, the director, but wrote for Maniacs. He had a fanzine in the late '90s called Ultimate Steel Detector, and it was all these long form metal reviews. Well, he actually he has a little mini essay about what makes metal different than rock. Like, where's the fault line? And when I get back home, I will take a picture of it and send it. Yeah. And that might be something to follow up with, like, because he gives very specific criteria, like what it is.
Yeah. Like every now and then I have people say like, oh, I'm into metal. I like this. And I'm like,
I like Galactic Cowboys or something.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, nowadays I hear people, like younger people say, oh yeah, I'm into metal. And they mean like Evanescence or they mean like Black Veiled Brides or Bullet for My Valentine. Yeah. And it's like all these bands that might have like some metal influence, might be metal adjacent, but I would never consider them metal.
Right.
Corrosion of Conformity or something, they're really close.
Well, like on Blind.
I think Blind's a metal record.
Blind's a metal record.
Yeah, Blind is, for sure.
Most everything else that I know from them is more hardcore. But then
Deliverance, the early stuff is more hardcore.
Yeah.
Deliverance, 3/5 of the Blind lineup, not a metal record, I think. I love that. Right. I love Deliverance, but I think it's more of a rock record.
Yeah.
It gets looser. You get less trouble and, maybe more, Humble Pie, some Thin Lizzy, that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's for me. Obviously, it's just kind of a nonsensical argument to have.
Yeah,
it's all semantics.
Yeah,
but I also find it really fascinating for some reason.
Yeah, me too.
And because I do have this gut reaction where if you name a band, I know immediately how I feel if I think it's like a metal band or not. And it's based off of decades of experience and intuition and all that. But still, there's very few bands where I would be like, I'm not sure if I would consider that metal or not. It's just like a gut. Like right away.
It is, and it's when you've been listening as long as the three of us have, it is like very intuitive.
Yeah.
It is.
And it doesn't. Again, like it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm saying like I don't like it because it's not metal. That's far from the truth.
Oh God, yeah.
But it's like I just do find it very fascinating how it's just like I can look at a band, like a band photo, and be like, oh, I'm gonna like those guys, like.
But Dangerous Toys sometimes fools, There's bands like Dangerous Toys. There's bands like Dangerous Toys that fool you.
Yeah. Of course there's exceptions. Of course, all of that. But a lot of times, like I can look at Decibel and be like, I know what this band sounds like.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, dude. I that starts to bother me, that kind of stuff. Because, it's normally we're right about it, too. Unfortunately, there's trends in this shit. I hate that.
Almost always, like you can look at a band and be like, oh, like I kind of know what these guys sound like, probably. I kind of know probably where they're from.
There's so many like those Red Fang kind of bands, you know, where they look like they're like hanging out by their van or whatever. Like, exactly what it's going to sound like.
Yeah, exactly.
And like so many big, like ugly mustaches these days. And like, that's like, I know like most of those guys are probably from not the West Coast, but like, maybe like Arizona, maybe Colorado. Yeah. It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, but Kyle talks about Buckethead, which we have decided is sometimes borderlines on metal.
Yeah.
He said, a good mix of older songs and pikes, which we've decided is kind of like his version of a single.
Yeah.
4 Black Sabbath covers. So,
Wow.
along with other short covers thrown in. My favorite being a drony version of the Shining theme. That's cool.
That's cool.
There was a live drummer for the whole set and a guest guitarist for one song. Rumor is it is a girl who went to a bunch of Buckethead shows in a row, received a guitar from him, and eventually gained correspondence to the point of joining him on tour.
No shit. That's crazy.
Wow. If you don't know, he always has special segments where he whips out some nunchucks, lets the audience play his kill switch, and does a toy exchange where he hands out items from a big sack.
He's like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I saw a man receive a sandbox bucket from said sack. Wow. Other oddities. I found a plushie of the lady from Beetlejuice with the transformed ghost face sitting on the floor after the show. This seemed completely normal. I was wearing an Eraserhead t-shirt. On my way out, there was another guy walking by wearing a Seinfeld parody shirt of the Eraserhead cover with Kramer's face on it.
Perfect.
He pointed and said, "Nice shirt." And I was like, what is going on here? Maybe that was Kyle Hader. The other Kyle.
Yeah, maybe. They're stalking each other.
Yeah. I should have gotten a picture with him. This isn't the first strange cinephile t-shirt encounter I've had at a concert. One time I was at a Boris show wearing the bright orange House shirt. At the end of the concert, I turned around and the guy behind me was wearing a damn Gummo shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We should have been shot on the spot for having too high a concentration of weirdo energy. And so then he sent, I'm going to share this, he sent
So
a
funny.
photo of the plushie that he found.
So do you have to bring one to exchange, or can you just get one from him? You know the rules around this exchange, Jake?
I don't. I've never heard about this exchange before.
Because when we go, we might have to bring a plushie or something, you know?
Oh, you probably can't see that. Hold on one second. Yeah, I would like to do that. Let me see here. Right here, Beetlejuice plushie.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah. I would
I don't
never
remember the character.
I would never recognize that as being Beetlejuice. But
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think that's a pretty deep reference.
yeah.
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 Cool.
Cool.
Well,
he got that from Buckethead?
he found it on the floor as he was leaving.
I see. Amazing. Somebody discarded Buckethead's gift? That's fucked up.
I know that is fucked up. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. I would have kept
Blessed by
that.
the God himself. You know?
I would have kept that for at least a few months and then gave it to somebody.
Them not knowing the origins of it.
That's
Wow.
right. Yeah. Exactly. That's all we have for listener emails.
Amazing.
But we do have one segment that we started a few episodes ago that was an idea from our friend David Knight called 666 Degrees of Separation.
Yes.
And for anybody that listened to that episode, I believe, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
I believe that here's the deal. We're trying to connect Burzum to Porcupine Tree,
Yep.
and we're trying to do it through recorded works only. Right?
Oh, I don't have the answer then.
Oh, did you do it differently? Well,
I did a live.
Okay.
I'm still
artist.
interested.
So you figured it out, but you circumvented the rules. That's fine.
I didn't realize it was.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Only recorded works.
Yeah. Shit.
David
That's
said
hard.
it. David said it would be a little bit easier with live situations.
Yeah.
So I have one. I have the answer that David has, and I also have an answer that somebody sent in. And I would like.
Do we also have a ChatGPT answer?
No, I've actually never used ChatGPT.
Okay. Oh, let's do that as well.
Okay.
Because David said it lies a little bit. It comes up with some weird shit.
Oh yeah, he did mention that.
So I'll do that.
I'd also like to put Hunter on the spot to see if he could
Ooh.
do it.
No.
Burzum to
Oh.
Porcupine Tree.
Straight
Hell
off the
no.
head.
No.
That would be
Yeah,
incredible.
No.
Burzum. You have to think about who's
Who's connected to
connected to Burzum. Yeah, through recorded works.
Hellhammer?
Yeah, so
would
you're on the
be-
right track.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Would be
Yeah.
the first one I would go to.
I
because-
couldn't do it. I couldn't
yeah.
get it done.
You couldn't?
No.
Okay.
No, I couldn't do it.
I was just thinking Hellhammer's played on some more commercially.
Yep. That's exactly the route I went down too.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Okay.
I thought about it a few different times. I couldn't get it done.
Well, I want to hear this.
Nick, you want to do yours first?
Okay, yeah, I'll do mine. I came up with 2. Okay, so Burzum, Varg. Varg is in Mayhem. Mayhem has Ghoul, who is a new guitarist, I believe. And he's a young kid that was in Tormentor, but was also in Cradle of Filth. Cradle of Filth had Nick Barker. Now, Nick Barker's the key here, bro. Nick Barker's been in so many fucking bands. That
yes, he has.
Once you get to Nick Barker, dude, you basically made it. So Nick Barker played with Anathema live. Anathema, Steven Wilson, Porcupine.
Dude.
Wow, you nailed that.
I had no idea that Barker played with
live
Anathema.
Nick Barker, he did not play with Anathema on an album.
What an odd pairing.
That's really good, man. Even though you circumvented the rules a little bit, that was really good. That's
That's impressive.
I have another one that led me to Nick Barker, but it was a little longer. It was Burzum to Varg. Varg was in Old Funeral with Abath. Abath's an Immortal, who guested on a Demu album. Demu had Nick Barker, and once you're there, you're good. You know?
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to read the one that was sent in.
Okay.
And then I'll do the official one from David. Let's see. Whoops. Where is it? Okay, this is from Aaron Sullivan. Okay, so he says, actually, I'm going to share it so everybody can see this. He says, Varg to Attila. That's correct. Attila to Tomas from Niflheim. Tomas to Devastator in Niflheim.
Oh, gosh.
Devastator to Mikhail in Bloodbath. Mikhail to Steven Wilson.
Opeth. So once you get to Mikhail,
that's
good.
That's really short.
Yeah, this one's good. Varg to Attila, Mayhem. Attila to this guy in Nephilim.
Yeah.
Then him to Devastator, who is also a Nephilim, and Devastator to Bloodbath. Wow, that's pretty good. That might be the shortest one.
And these are all recorded works, I think. I'm not too familiar with the Niflheim stuff.
No.
I am, but...
Does that seem right to you? I mean, was Devastator in Bloodbath?
That's what I need to know.
That's the part I'm a little unclear on.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, let's...
And Mikhail is Opeth guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and also Storm Corrosion. He did Storm Corrosion with Steven Wilson.
God,
nice. They had an album together? I have not heard that.
It is a fucking abortion.
Oh, damn.
At
first I was going to be like, wow, I got to check it out.
If you want to waste a good hour of your life, you do that.
I don't, man.
Yeah, well.
Time's precious.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. That's, yeah.
It's a fucking abortion is what he said.
And you can quote me on that.
High praise from Hunter.
Put that on the album, the hype. Put the hype sticker on the front.
Are you looking that person up?
Yeah, what's the question I should ask ChatGPT also? I can't quite get the question.
How would you connect Burzum?
Would you connect members, maybe?
Members of Burzum, even though that's
members
confusing.
Of Burzum
to Porcupine Tree.
Porcupine Tree. In 6 degrees separation kind of way. I have to be more clear about.
Do you?
Yeah, it wasn't doing that really in 6 degrees of separation kind of way.
Let's see.
Great. Let's play 6 degrees of separation between Burzum and Porcupine Tree. Since they're both solo-driven from very different scenes, we have to go through collaborators and influential bands that overlap black metal, ambient, and progressive music. First, we start at Varg, who was briefly in Mayhem with Euronymous. Euronymous was part of the black metal scene along with Fenriz. Darkthrone, were they in an album together?
No.
I don't think so. So that's where it got fucked up. Fenriz then to Ulver. Is a huge fan of Ulver. Yeah.
Well, Fenriz is on William Blake, wasn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He does one of the narrations at the plates.
Oh shit!
Really,
okay,
really
so
good too.
Yeah,
we're still going here. Okay, so then Fenriz connects to Ulver. Ulver collaborated with Daniel O'Sullivan.
Yep, that's true.
Who also collaborated with Thomas Peterson, who worked with Yaga Yazist. Yaga Yazist collaborated with Stephen Wilson.
God, love Yaga Yazist.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
Oh
Yeah.
man, they're like a 10, 11 piece group from Norway that mixes like jazz and electronica. Super cool.
I'm writing that down.
So I have to plead ignorance here. I had no idea because Servants of Darkness is a big record for me, the Niflheim record.
Yeah.
And so Devastator's the drummer, knew that, did not know that it was Axelrod, who was Opeth's drummer for ages. And
wow.
And also played in Bloodbath. So
wow.
Devastator
Perfect.
is Axelrod.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that
Wow.
either. Wow.
Crazy.
So that one's the quickest. Who
That was
did
super.
That one? Was that David's
super
answer?
impressive.
No, that was Aaron Sullivan. David's is the longest one yet.
Well,
I kind of
let's
enjoyed the
congratulate
long one too,
Aaron.
though. Like just the weird journey there.
Oh, but just wait. You haven't heard the long one yet.
Aaron's is pretty fucking spot on, and I must commend this guy for that. That's pretty impressive.
That was impressive because ChatGPT did have, like, I liked the Fenriz connection, but the one before that was like,
Euronymous was part of
the scene.
Yeah.
That's not
alongside Fenriz, so that's where it fucked up.
No.
But-
No.
Can you connect Euronymous to Fenriz in any recorded or meaningful way? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, you probably could. Yeah, you could. Let's see. Euronymous. Let's see. So Fenriz played. I was trying to think about a Satyricon bridge because Ted played on Nemesis Divina as Convolf.
So besides Friends,
let's put that on. Yeah, let's put that in the parking lot.
They never collaborated then? They were just friends, or what's the deal?
Euronymous died
In
pretty quickly.
93.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
you'd have to, yeah.
Let's ask ChatGPT, did Euronymous collaborate with Fenriz?
Look it up.
You could
kinda
probably
surprising if
find
they
a way.
didn't.
You'd find
Yeah.
No, Euronymous and Fenriz never formally collaborated in a band. However, they were both central figures, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But who knows? ChatGPT is.
There's probably like some demo or something,
There's something.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Euronymous reportedly praised Darkthrone and saw them as important to the scene.
yeah. Wow. Okay, so I'm sorry to say that David has the longest, most complicated one out of all of these we've heard. So
Well, I cheated with the live Nick Barker, so.
you did.
But we learned something. So it's valuable.
I mean, Aaron Sullivan killed it on this.
Yeah, he fucking did.
That was
incredible.
Ninja, like, SEAL
Yeah.
Team 6.
Yeah.
SEAL Team 666.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a movie idea right there.
That's so good. Okay, so I'm gonna read this one from the official one from David Knight, and he also sent an alternative. But I'm just gonna read this. I'm gonna do it kind of slowly so we can concentrate and check his work because I actually have not read this.
You need to think about it.
He says these are shorter paths, but this is the route through anathema that I originally came up with. So he has Burzum to Mayhem via Varg. That's correct.
Yep.
Mayhem to Arcturus via Hellhammer. Correct. Yep. Arcturus to Borknagar via Garm. Correct. Okay. Borknagar to Dimmerborgir with ICS Vortex. Correct.
Yes.
Dimmu to Cradle via Nick Barker. Correct. Yep. Cradle to the Blood Divine via guitarist Paul Allender and Paul Ryan and keyboardist Ben Ryan. They're part of the lineup on the Principle of Evil Made Flesh, but left Cradle in 95 to form Blood Divine. Okay.
Nice. That's good.
Blood Divine to Anathema via vocalist Darren White. Darren joined the Blood Divine when the Kavanaugh brothers kicked him out of Anathema.
Okay.
Anathema to Antimatter via Duncan Patterson. Yes. Antimatter to Trees of Eternity via Mick Moss. Mick did guest vocals on the track Condemned to Silence off the Trees' debut album.
Okay.
Trees of Eternity to Swallow the Sun via guitarist Juha Raivo and the late vocalist L.A. Stanbridge.
Wow.
This is out of my wheelhouse, so I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea anymore.
Swallow the Sun to Catatonia via Jonas Renske. Jonas did vocals on The Justice of Suffering off of Swallow's album Hope. Catatonia to Bloodbath via Anders Blackheim. Bloodbath to Opeth via Mikhail.
Okay.
Opeth to Storm Corrosion via Mikhail. Storm Corrosion to Porcupine Tree via Stephen Wilson.
I think it could be quicker. I almost feel like you can connect Cradle of Filth to Catatonia or something a lot quicker than that. But
yeah,
maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, that's really impressive, though.
That's crazy.
Well,
especially when he went through Trees of Eternity to Swallow the Sun.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he says alternate path from Arcturus to Cradle, Arcturus to Emperor via Samoth. He played on Constellation. That's true.
Okay.
Emperor to Mortis via Havard.
Okay.
Yep. Mortis to Cradle via Sarah Jezebel. Yeah.
Nice.
He says you could also skip Storm Corrosion and go straight from Opeth to Porcupine Tree because Mikhail has a guest appearance on Arriving Somewhere off Porcupine Tree's Deadwing.
Okay. Yeah.
He also says there are probably shorter paths. The Blood Divine is admittedly a bit obscure. Yeah. So that's a mouth and brain full right there.
So Sarah Jezebel sang with Mortis, or
She probably guessed it on something.
yeah, I didn't know about that one.
I didn't either.
Did I hear that Jonas is not in Catatonia anymore?
That's right.
Like, what the
That's
fuck's
right.
going on?
That's right.
I don't believe it, dude. Like, what are they doing?
It doesn't make any sense.
So Anders is gone.
No, that's it. Anders is gone.
Yeah.
Blackheim's gone. Jonas is there.
I was thinking Jonas was like, this is ridiculous. I'm out too.
No, Jonas is still with it. Blackheim quit, and Aaron Stainthorpe is out of My Dying Bride too. So I mean,
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
No.
Neither
He is my Dying Bride.
Yeah, no.
neither one of those are acceptable.
Yeah,
No,
Anders has always
no,
been kind of the soul of Catatonia, wherever they went.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
My Dying Bride is continuing on, and it feels like Catatonia will do the same.
yeah.
So
I mean, that's kind of
too
what they
bad.
said. And Blackheim was like, "I think it's time to throw in the towel," and they're like, "No, we're going to continue." But I guess what else do you do at that point?
kind of bums me
It's
out, that they keep that train rolling. I guess it's a money thing at that point.
I guess they're just thinking like, how else do we make money? I don't know.
right.
Yeah. Well, that's all they've done
That's all they've
for
done.
ages.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can't just join another band and start making money. That's not
No.
what happens.
No.
You got to let it ride.
Yeah. It's not the same though, man. You can't.
I'm
not
thankful
the
for
same.
bands like Iron Maiden or something, where it stayed relatively intact. The members have all stayed together.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame if they kept going, which they tried to do without Bruce. But something like that would be so devastating to the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Wow. Well, thank you, David. That was a really cool exercise.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Give us another one, David. And if listeners have one too to challenge us, that'd be cool.
Seemingly, like looking at that connection, like that's not possible. That's
Well,
why it's a good one.
That's the cool thing. Like Burzum to Porcupine Tree.
I have I accepted a challenge a couple of years ago on Radical Research, and I've got to get to it. It's I made a joke one time, something about GBH to Jan Hammer, and one of our listeners said, "See what you can do." And there were no limitations in terms of how long, but I need to get on that.
Yeah. Dang.
That'll take that'll be a weekend where I just sit in my room and figure out how to get from A to B.
The bassist from GBH, his brother-in-law is he works at the bakery. The bakery is sometimes
When we're in
You're gonna
England,
go
I
deep.
might see if I can get my hands on some courthouse records. I'm gonna need genealogy to pull that one on. Yeah, right. Yeah,
You're going through microfiche at the library.
Wow.
I'll leave all my clothes so I can bring home a bunch of photocopies in my suitcase.
Yeah, that's a fun game. That's really interesting. I failed hardcore. I thought about it for like 40 minutes, and I was just like, like Hellhammer was like a perfect point.
You knew.
But also, it just gave me too many options almost. It was like, okay, so is this through like Covenant? Is it through Dimmu? Is
That
it
would have
through
worked,
Arcturus?
probably.
Yeah, Covenant. I probably
Covenant.
could have done something through Covenant, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so.
But yeah.
Could you use
awesome
a producer?
game. Well, maybe, you'd have to ask David if he opens up the rules a little bit. What if he did it like only through producers or something like that?
Oof, oh God,
Man.
no, that just made my
Somehow
my brain
it gets
just
to Scott
spasmed.
Burns.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like link Agathocles to like Sarah McLachlan.
Yep.
Okay, that's my challenge to the listeners.
Agathocles.
Agathocles to Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah.
And it can be through any.
Well,
yeah.
It doesn't have to be
Producer
recorded
somewhere.
works. It can be producers. It has to be some kind of musical connection.
Yeah.
Like if they shared a rehearsal space, which I'm sure those two bands did. One being from Canada and the other one being from
Spain.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Agathocles has like 830 releases.
Yes.
So a lot of
And many of them splits.
yeah,
So
most of them
Nice.
splits.
That's how you do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Agathocles to Sarah McLachlan. I want the answer on my desk in the morning.
Looks like I'm going to skip rehearsal tonight.
Yeah.
I got a lot of work ahead
Yeah,
of me.
it's
Got a lot of things
Yeah,
to do.
it's more important.
Don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Hunter? Don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah,
He had something to do.
Yeah.
It has to do with Agathocles. Yeah.
And you can't use the internet. Yeah, that'd be
Ooh.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my challenge. If somebody can do it, I'll send them a giant care package with shirts and records and all that stuff.
Right.
I don't think it's possible.
I would love to see if it were.
Man,
I
that
mean, I'm
would be
not
so
doing
cool.
it, but
I'm not doing it either.
yeah, no, it's insane.
Just basically send me anything and I'll just believe it and you'll get a free package. So,
Sweet. At least they put in some effort.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
effort to deceive you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
I know.
I like being deceived.
Should I try it in ChatGPT?
Yeah,
Let's
try
just
it.
do real
Try it.
quick. Okay. How can you connect members of Agathocles, Agothercles?
I believe it's
Yeah.
ATH, isn't it?
Oh, hold on.
gosh.
Agathocles.
It's important.
I think it's
a
Agathocles. Yeah, THA. I think.
I'm not sure.
Spell it for me.
Here, let me look it up.
And Sarah McLachlan.
It's McLachlan, not McLaughlin.
Oh shit. Okay. How do we spell that then?
Here, I'll do that part.
I'm a big Sarah McLachlan fan, so. Agathocles is AGA
Okay.
THO
THO. Okay.
CLES.
Okay. And Sarah McLachlan.
Is SARAH
Yep.
MCLACHLAN.
LAN.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Now this is fun and twisted. Agathocles, Belgian mincecore, grind legend.
Belgian.
Sorry.
Yeah.
To Sarah McLachlan, Canadian singer-songwriter. You want grindcore to Lilith Fair in 6 degrees? Let's go! Agathocles have done hundreds of splits, including one with Disgorge from Mexico. Disgorge share members with Brujeria, a grindcore supergroup. Brujeria features Shane Embry. Shane Embry collaborated with Jazz Coleman of Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Killing Joke influenced and collaborated with members of Tool, Nine Inch Nails, and Deftones. Chino Moreno has performed with Sarah McLachlan at a 2001 VH1 Diva's rehearsal.
Okay, so all right, so it comes down to the bridge between Jazz Coleman and Deftones. Is that right?
Jazz Coleman influenced and collaborated
Okay,
with members
all right.
of Tool, Nine Inch Nails, and Deftones.
All right, hold a minute.
So
hold a minute. The influence does not work, but
specious.
if
No.
Jazz has done anything
Yeah, we
with a
have to
member,
verify that
we're
part.
good. I got you.
If Jazz worked with anybody in the Deftones,
That's right. Then it works.
Then it works.
This
Oh
is
my
fucking
God.
nuts.
I'm going to send you the biggest package, Nick, if this works.
Thanks, man. Send me that
Yep.
Traveler's Rest shit, dude.
Yep.
Really?
Yep, he said, all right, so Jazz Coleman is known for his collaborations with the band Deftones, particularly with Chino Moreno, the lead singer. Coleman has been
insane.
a part of various projects and collaborations with Moreno. So you get from Belgian mincecore
God.
to Lilith. Dude.
Yeah,
all right,
that's incredible.
I'm going to be out of a job by the time I get home. Like, I mean, why would it? Like, I'm not that smart. That fucking
And that did it in
AI
fucking
did
10
it in
seconds. Like it was nothing.
Okay, everybody, the care package is off the table.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah, exactly.
because you can just figure it out in 5 seconds.
And by the way, that GBH thing just got a lot easier.
it sure
But
did.
I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you do that.
I will.
I'm not going to look that up. But that's fucking nuts.
That is nuts.
And also it says Tool. You can get there with Tool. So Jazz must have done something with Maynard James Keenan.
Yeah.
Who were also who was featured on the same charity compilation as Sarah McLachlan.
Well,
Lilith Fair,
yeah,
a
and
celebration of women in music.
Maynard sings on the song Passenger from the third Deftones record, White Pony. So,
Wow.
Oh,
no, they were linking Killing Joke.
Okay.
To
Well, I was
Tool,
saying you could
but
still get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go through Deftones too. Fucking.
Damn. Okay, next one. Mersbo to Britney Spears.
Jimmy Buffett.
Oh shit.
No, that's better.
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Should we do it?
Mersbo to Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, and then that's
Yeah,
the last one.
There's
Last
no way.
one. Last one.
Mersbo to Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is going to be like, wow, that's an interesting one.
Mersbo.
This will be fun.
to
Yeah.
Brittany. Is it Brittany?
No, dude.
B-R-I-T-T?
Do Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, sorry.
I think Britney Spears would actually be maybe a little bit easier.
Okay. Now you're pushing the absolute outer limits of musical contrast. From Mersbo, Japanese noise god, to Jimmy Buffett, king of mellow tropical escapism.
Yeah.
This is like connecting a jet engine meltdown to a frozen margarita. Okay. They did it, though. Here we go. Mersbo has collaborated with Mike Patton.
True.
Mike Patton. It wasn't Mr. Bungle.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bungle featured Trevor Dunn, who also worked with John Zorn.
Mm-hmm.
John Zorn has collaborated with Bill Laswell, who worked across all kinds of music, obviously. Bill Laswell played bass on Mick Jagger's solo album, She's the Boss. Mick Jagger collaborated with fucking Jimmy Buffett. Unbelievable.
Dude.
Shit,
Man.
dude, so good.
That is good.
I can't believe this.
That is
Wow.
insane.
Fucking 10 seconds.
That's it. I'm not only am I blown away by the AI, I'm just blown away that those things can be linked in any way whatsoever.
Patton, Zorn, Bill Laswell, Mick Jagger
Yeah.
to Jimmy Buffett. Wow.
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess when you do have people like a Hellhammer or a Patton
Those
or,
are the
or a
keys.
John Zorn where they've done so many things that span
yeah.
so many genres, it opens it up quite a bit.
It does. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
I bet John Zorn connects a lot of weird shit.
Oh, God.
Totally. Yeah.
Dude, Zadig's got like his label's probably well over 1,000 releases.
Oh, yeah.
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 Jeez. That's crazy.
Damn, that's so cool. Well, that is a great and fun game, David, but you know, ChatGPT kind of just ruins the whole thing.
It ruins it all. It seems like Aaron who came up with his, I think he did it legit.
I think so
don't
too.
think
I think so too.
That was pretty impressive.
And he sent it to me in a comment, like on Instagram, and I was like, like this one looks really good. So I copied it and like emailed it to myself. But yeah, I mean he's the winner of this for sure.
Yes.
But man, it's actually a really like cool and fun and fascinating game.
Yeah.
Even
At
if
first it seems like it's impossible.
yeah,
But
yeah.
not.
Even if the AI can just tell us what it is, it's still cool to like make those connections
Yeah.
and verify them.
The connection is absurdly real thanks to Mike Patton and Bill Laswell, who are both super connectors who've played in just about every genre. That's what it takes.
Yeah. Damn, that's so cool. I wonder if you did like no names, like you pick some local band from Sweden, and like have like this band, and then like some tiny band from like Alabama or something like that.
Well, they have to have a Wikipedia presence or something. Where does ChatGPT get their information?
Yeah, it's got to be. They've got to have some kind of like online presence.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be cool to do it with like lesser known entities. Because that might.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think it's possible.
It might not. Well, we said that about the last thing too.
That's true.
And that was possible.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like where does it get its data? I don't know how it does it so quick.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we should probably wrap this up.
Let's leave it at that.
Yep. Yeah, thanks again, David. Thanks to everybody for writing in. Thank you, Hunter Ginn, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Hunter, and best of luck at your next 2 amazing shows with
Thank you.
Emperor. I'm so stoked for you guys.
Yeah, and then we're going to see you in jolly old England.
I'll see you in England. Yeah,
in a few weeks.
That's gonna be great. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be great. You're going to beat us by a couple days, but I think we're up there like Friday afternoon. We don't play till Saturday.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I'll let you rest, and then we'll hang out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to challenge Fen to kicker, and yeah, have some fun.
You can't spin it though, bro.
I know. I gotta keep myself under control. I was trained as a spinner as a young lad, so yeah.
All right, guys. It's a pleasure.
All right.
Pleasure.
See you, man.
Thanks, Nick. Bye.
Later, guys. Bye.
An Earth in Sound production.